God! No! God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Alright guys, Mike with iHeart Knives here. Today we're going to be talking about sharpening the Manix 2 and Maxamet. First I'm going to put some Sharpie on the edge. I'm going to get I have 3 edge pro stones here. So I've got the fine, super fine, and then the matrix diamond 4000. I'd say the approximate, like on the fine, is maybe like 400 or so. It's a pretty aggressive stone. There we go. So you guys should be able to see. It's pretty coarse. I'm going to throw that in there first. And I was sharpening a knife earlier and it was set on 17.5 with these same stones, and that's like a pretty good approximate. So I'm probably going to shoot for that on the Manix 2 as well. Yeah, it's still at 17.5. So let's see if this will make contact with the bevel. And it does. So yeah, it's the same angle that I used last time. I would like to thank Nick from Stasa 23. He is the one who I got this Manix 2 from, and he's a really cool guy. Go check his channel out if you already don't know who he is. If you're watching my channel, you probably already do know who he is. So we're just going to get right into it. So a couple tips. I saw a video from Outpost 76, Gerald over there. He showed on the KME how to not round over your tip, and it's a great point. I just wanted to go over it with you guys quick. So you can see this rod, that's about the halfway point of where the stone sits. So you want to make sure that that rod doesn't go past your tip. You want to keep it from going over the edge of the tip. That's how it rounds over. So you'll keep pressure this way on the stone. Not that you're putting a lot of pressure, but you're just holding this handle and kind of leaning the stone toward the right if your tip is on the left side. And you can see we have a pretty sharp tip. Going on the other side, you'll do the exact opposite. And as you can see, we've got a nice sharp tip. And this is almost there, actually. Maxamet sharpens up, in my opinion, fairly well. I think as long as you're using like diamond stones, I think if you start using silicon carbide, it can get a little dicey. Silicon carbide will cut Maxamet, but I just find that diamond is a little easier. You don't have to use water with it. Silicon carbide you do. So we're going to go to now the super fine stone. Now this is probably like somewhere between 8 and 1200, right around there, I'd probably say. So it's fairly coarse. These 3 seem to be a pretty good, and this is the same thickness as the stone I was just using, the fine. So I don't need to change the angle. If you wanted to check, you can always draw a Sharpie and just be sure. And as you can see, the Sharpie's gone. So the scratch pattern's already taking over with this stone. They're fairly fast cutting stones. Another quick tip, when you're near the heel of the knife, you tilt the stone to the left so that the corner of the stone meets the heel, and draw it back, and you'll be sure to get all the way back to the heel. You won't have to put a sharpening choil in. You'll see my fingers are underneath the blade the whole time. The reason I do that is because if I'm putting too much pressure on this when I'm sharpening, and I feel that the blade starts to flex where my fingers are, I know I'm putting too much pressure. So it's how I remind myself to keep a light hand and not rush. Alright, now we're just going to do some single stropping motions before we get to the diamond matrix stone. Okay, now we're going to take this stone off and put the diamond matrix stone on. So I am just going to go grab water to throw on that because they do prefer water. Okay, so I have some water, and I am going to put which I won't do the Sharpie trick, I'll just put the stone on the blade, put my angle finder on, I'm actually still at 17.5, so maybe they are the same thickness. I will throw some Sharpie on to be sure, now that it said it was the same. I'll just dry the Sharpie quick. Okay. As you can see, the Sharpie's gone, and get to sharpening. And nothing changes, just that, you know, we're using water now, but nothing changes the way that we use the stones. Still using light pressure. And we'll go ahead and go to the other side. Now I have heard people say that they had issues with Maxamet chipping. They've had issues with it, like carbide tear out during sharpening and this and that. I kind of want my knife to do these things. It hasn't yet, but I'm also like really early in the stages of having it, so I didn't have any issues with it yet. We'll see what happens in the near future, and I'll keep you guys updated for it, for what happens with it. I guess we'll just have to see. But Maxamet, I'm not 100% sure what it's capable of just yet. So far I love this knife though. Alright, I'm just kind of in like a zen right now with this. So now I'll just start stropping it. Alright, now I'm just going to throw, I have the Chef Knives to Go nano cloth strop, and it is 1 micron diamond, spray, and I'll just go right to that. I am just going to put a couple little sprays of that was the 1 micron diamond spray, so I just put a couple sprays on it. I can kind of tell when there's not much left, so there I was able to tell that I had like steel residue on the strap, but it wasn't as effective. Here I think you guys will be able to see that the bevel is a lot more shiny now. Okay, should be good. Okay guys, Maxamet's done. Just wanted to show you what the edge looks like. You can see it's pretty shiny. Sorry, I have paint on my hand. I did this video after work. So there, you can really see how shiny it is. And do the infamous cut test. And this is just notebook paper, but it's actually pretty thin notebook paper. And you can hear how quiet that is. Doesn't matter whether it's with the grain, against the grain. Get a ribbon cut. Do a push cut. It's an awkward angle. Alright, that's pretty much it guys. Manix 2 and Maxamet. Stuff gets really crisp. You know what, maybe while I'm here, see if we can shave. And easily shaves. So, Maxamet gets stupid sharp, and I'll keep you guys updated to see how long it holds this edge. So, that's it. Spyderco Maxamet. This is the Manix 2. This is Mike with I Heart Knives. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.